Good afternoon, anybody. I was going to say everybody, but I'm the only one on. So, good afternoon, anybody that's listening now or in the future. And I always start by telling the lag time. When I press go live, I have a confidence monitor down here on my iPad. And I try to find out how long it takes between when I press and when it actually kicks in. So, I'm 21 seconds ahead of you. I'm in 21 seconds into the future, kind of. I doubt they'll make a movie about it, but that's how it is. So today, this afternoon, I'm talking a little bit about how I use AI, which is really the hottest thing on the internet these days, and I understand why. I save a lot of time, and I'm a novice at best, a novice. I am barely scratching the surface. Excuse me. I'm barely scratching the surface. And in case you're wondering, yes, it's coffee. Yes, it's afternoon. I'm that type of guy who can have a cup of coffee at 8 o'clock at night and go to sleep at 10. They say caffeine is supposed to keep you, I don't know. That being said, I'm going to show you just a few things that I do with AI. And I'll mention a couple of different things. I originally started using AI with the $20 a month subscription to ChatGPT, and learned several things on that. I kind of cut my teeth on ChatGPT and enjoyed it for about a year and a half, 2 years. And just about 3 months ago, I shifted to Claude. For a couple of different reasons. Myself and a colleague we're kind of working through some stuff together, and we both decided that we just get better results overall with Claude versus ChatGPT. I like how the way it works, kind of. So, anyway, and I've learned a lot of my ChatGPT and Claude, or AI in general, from a gentleman by the name of Dave Gambrell, a digital marketing mentorship. Look him up on Facebook and get involved with him. He stays on the front edge of stuff. And this is what I like about him. He doesn't talk so far above you that you don't get it, at least for me. He knows an awful lot. He does an awful lot of study. He does an awful lot of testing. And if you go to Digital Marketing Mentorship on Facebook, you will find him. And I'm actually a paying member of one of his groups. And that's how I keep up on a lot of stuff. And for me, it's very affordable, very, very affordable. But if you happen to gravitate that way, tell him I said hi. He knows I'm in the group, but tell him I said hi anyway. So that's where I get that. And that's Dave Gambrell. Gambrell, pretty much the way it sounds. Digital Marketing Mentorship is where you'll find them. So we're going to move ahead. I'm going to show you just a few things that I use ChatGPT for with regard to YouTube and my YouTube channel. Now, I don't know why it does that, because it's supposed to show this. This is ChatGPT. I'm sorry, this is Claude. This is Claude. And you see, I have an awful lot of stuff down here. Let me see if I can, an awful lot of stuff down here. But I'm going to go in here to where I have projects, and I've created some different projects. And so I'm going to click into projects. And slide in. As you can see, I do a podcast with a good friend, Jamie French, and we played around with this idea of Wrestling at 3 a.m. podcast, and that's an idea that came and went. But what I want to show you is a couple of different things here that you see. I've got Bill Does This Strategy HQ. Now, I went into, and these are projects. These are things where I create the parameters. I give the parameters, and I give the research material, and I asked Claude to ask me a bunch of questions, and what I came up with was the, hang on, there. What I came up with, the Strategic Channel Analysis and Action Plan. It was prepared on May 13th. And it took everything that I did and created a nice document. And this document is really good until it's useless. And it's useless as soon as I start deviating and straying from it. But is it any good? It really helped me get my head together with regard to what I wanted to move forward with. So it's good in that regard. See if it, no. There we go. So, and that's what happened inside of this project. And in all of these projects, I set it up specifically, each of these different projects with its own set of parameters. And I'm not sure if I can show you the parameters. Well, I suppose I could. I'm going to come over here. And then I'll go into the strategy. And as you can see, these are all the, down this side, right behind me, right here, are my different things that I did inside this project. But over here, I tell it memory and I give it instructions. And so you can tell it what to remember, purpose and context, me, age, blah, 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 so on and so forth. But then I gave it instructions. And I will open up the instructions and see if I can bring it into some degree. So I've got the role, you're my strategist, the audience positioning, the validating ideas, the shoot sheet rules. I'll show you what the shoot sheet rules are, what I hand off to, because I don't let it make hooks for me, and I don't let it make transitions for me, and I don't let it make YouTube descriptions for me, at least not yet. And the tone. So, let me go back. There we go. So that's how I use Claude in YouTube. But I also, if I go back to projects, I do have one. I have to find it. It's down here. Okay. I created one that specifically does hooks. Now, if I go into hooks, if I go into hooks and then roll out, I've uploaded a couple things. You can upload documents. I uploaded an entire book that I got as a PDF, an entire book called Hooks, and I adapted it for use with my YouTube channel. So it draws from this, and then it has the strategy brief for the channel, but it's separate from that HQ one. So what I do is I create something in the HQ section, and I create a document not a document. I create the idea. I ask for examples. I hash through the ideas. I don't just let Claude just give me something, or it would be Claude's YouTube channel. I go through it and say, that's good, that's not good. We kind of brainstorm together, because I want it to be me. I don't want it just to be AI. I like the brainstorming idea of it, but anything that I put out is specific to me and who I am. And then I take that and I put it into the one I just showed you, the hooks. And I say, I need a hook. I need the first 30 seconds of this video, and I need it word for word. And it'll give me 2 or 3 suggestions. It'll tell me which one it suggests and why. And I will look at it and I will change it a little bit. I'm not degrading it at all. I'm just making it me. It's got to be a little more me than Claude. But Claude gives me a great starting point. Now, I mentioned a shoot sheet. This is what the shoot sheet looks like. I'm going to zoom this in a little bit. And see if I can get out of the way. And see if I can zoom in. So it's got the Bill Does This. It's a shoot sheet. And this is the video that I actually put up this morning. Over 50, here's who you'll meet on YouTube. It gives me the title, the thumbnail text. The thumbnail text. I guess I'll go over here and do it this way. The target length, 11 minutes. I actually came in at 12 minutes. If I want to pair it with another film, I can put it in there. I usually don't do that until afterwards. But I ask it about the problem and the promise. What's the problem that I'm trying to figure out? Over 50 creators picture starting a channel as lonely, one person talking in a quiet room and nobody's listening, which is kind of a lot of YouTube videos. Excuse me, because that's what we do. We sit in a room alone and talk to a camera. But it goes beyond that because I'm not necessarily talking to a camera. I'm talking to anybody that tunes in and listens. I'm talking to anybody that finds a video or live 2 weeks away or 3 years down the road. I'm talking to that person. I got to keep that in mind. And then the hook I got from that specific Claude project, and I put it in here. This was blank. And the transition also was blank. But I always have faith framing. And this one had to do with Ecclesiastes. It talks where 2 or 3, or, 2 are better than 1. And 3 is a bond that can't be broken. Something, I know I butchered that, the verse, but that's kind of, that is the sentiment of it. I'm fairly sure. Nope. I'm pushing all the wrong buttons again. There we go. I'm going to see if I can dial this in just a little bit better. We'll work with that. And then I move it. Great. Okay, so the faith framing. And then I always say, give me 3 points, give me 5 points, or give me 7 points. And what I asked for is it gave me 5 points. And then I actually added a 6th point. And I'll get to that because I don't ask it to give it a 6 point, but I had an opinion about a 6 point. So I added it. And so we go through the 5 points, and then there's point number 6, which is a bonus point. That was the critic. And then I tossed in something that I came up with just as a personal note for some things. Actually, I had personal notes throughout my videos anyway. And then the close, drop a comment. My name's Bill, yada, yada. And in my Claude project, the main one, the HQ one, I will come up with this, and Claude won't make this document until I ask it to. It'll get it all ready. We've already discussed the framework. We already know that this is how it's going to come out every week. And once I ask Claude, then Claude will create a docx doc that I can download, or I can put directly into my Google Drive. And that's one of the things that I really love about Claude. It will create this. Now, when Claude first made this for me, we had a lot of tweaking to do because it was very dark. And if you print it, then you're using up a lot of ink. And ink is a premium cost these days. But that's how I eventually come up with what I call a shoot sheet. This is the sheet I'm going to do the shoot from. And then I do a printout. And then I do the video, and then I make a few, you can even see I make a few notes on there to, instead of, in the last second I'm saying, oh, I want to change this, I want to change that, and I write some notes. And that's how I use AI in one aspect. Now I'm going to talk about something else, and that is something that looks terrible from this angle. This is vidIQ, and vidIQ is a monthly subscription, and it's specific to hang on, specific to YouTube. So I've got it where it plugs into one, just one channel. This is the one channel that I'm focusing on. So I'm tuning into one channel, and when it opens up, it's just, hey, where do you want to start? And I get so many credits, as it were, per month. And if I open up vidIQ every day, I actually get 100 bonus credits for just opening it up. Hey, you're here again today. Here's another 100 bonus. And I've noticed that just about everything I ask is 25 bonus points. Just about. There's some things that are harder. But I will ask it about, here's my video idea. Once I get the shoot sheet and get it done, I will upload the shoot sheet into here and say, this is the video that I'm doing. I need a better title. And I need a YouTube description. And I need a suggestion for the wording that I use on my thumbnail. Because title is very important. Thumbnail is very important. And of course, the content, if you're not going to watch it, if the content sucks, then, really nice packaging. It's like regifting something you don't want. It's fairly useless. So you regift it, but you package it up really nice and put a really nice card with it. That's like the title and thumbnail. But this will do it. I'm not going to run through anything through it, but I'll show you. You can hook it up to your YouTube channel. So here's my YouTube channel. And this is the video that I put up this morning. And maybe I can zoom in again. And maybe I can't. But this is the studio. And the title at the top, starting YouTube after 50, meet your first 5 commenters. And that was the title that I chose. And over here, there's a number, 83. It ranks everything out of 100. Above 80 is good. And I like above 80, so I try to shoot for above 80. It gave me 5 titles that were all above 80, which is great. Now, if I were to come down, I have a short description. And if you'll notice, the description hit 100. I've never hit 100 before on anything. But I had vidIQ do this, just this short thing at the top, and then I added the chapters, which is a recommended thing you do, is you put in the chapters where I'm actually talking about, the 5 commenters you meet on YouTube, as in new to your journey. And there's actually 6, so I get the bonus bad guy at the end, which kind of gives it away. But that is the idea. But I get the points for that. So I got 100. Whoa. Now down here, man, oh man, can we see this? Maybe we can. It is right down at the bottom. It's these green things right down here at the bottom. I'm going to see if I can zoom in. There they are. The green things at the bottom is the running score. And the overall score for this one was 88. Now I got 100. Now the title says 83, and that's what I got. I got 100 on the description. The thumbnail, I got a 93 on. And then the tags I got 100 on because I asked vidIQ, give me tags. After the description, give me tags. And so I got a pretty decent score for this video, probably one of the highest ones that I've ever gotten, which makes it great for the example that we're doing right now. And that's me using vidIQ. And vidIQ is just an AI-generated system where they have put in all of their criteria. They had a system long before. vidIQ's been in business long before AI came into being. They had their own algorithms and their own internal systems, but then they created it all and took all of their knowledge and put it into AI, and this is what you get. And I will just So that ended up as being this video. I've met all 5. Didn't tell you about the 6th one because it's a surprise bonus. But starting YouTube after 50, meet your first 5 commenters. And that's how I use AI. And I'm just scratching the surface. I'm not doing anything with AI code or Claude code or anything like that, or OpenClaw. If I go too deep, then I'm taking away time from coming up with what I need to do for the channel itself. And so with that in mind, that's why I'm not doing it anymore. And that's how I do this. Now, if you're watching this later, feel free to drop a comment. Tell me what you thought. I appreciate it very much. If we haven't met and you've watched this and you're watching something for the first time, my name's Bill. I'm 67. I live in the Front Range of northern Colorado. I can look east and see the prairies. It's flat as a pancake. And I can look west and see the mountains. Not flat as a pancake. And I love looking at the mountains. I thank God every time I look at the mountains. And yeah, that's just where I am. Absolutely love it. We love where we live, and we're settled here. I've got one daughter. She lives 14 miles away with her husband and our granddaughter, and we get to see them every week, and that is just fun. Anyway, that's just a little personal stuff. Other than that, I'm going to let you go. Leave a comment. I appreciate it. I appreciate your time watching this. I hope you've gotten something out of it, but let me know what you thought. Let me know how you use AI if you have a YouTube channel or for generating ideas. And I would be really, really interested in it. Other than that, have a great afternoon.